There are moments in life when you feel like you're operating at your full potential, not under pressure, not exhausted, but instead filled with energy and inspiration. You're not just working, you're truly alive in every passing second. Everything flows effortlessly, and when you finally glance at the clock, hours have passed without you even realizing it. That moment is when you've entered a state of flow, a sacred zone of the mind where performance, happiness, and personal growth meet. On the journey of self-improvement, we often turn to books, skills, courses, and discipline. But there's a shortcut, not an easy one, but a powerful and lasting one, and that is learning how to intentionally enter a state of flow. Flow isn't just a theory, it's a lived experience, described in depth by psychologist Mihaly Csikszentmihalyi, who dedicated his life to studying human happiness and performance. The question is, how do we capture that state and live in it, rather than stumble into it by accident? Flow isn't a technique, it's a mental state where you become so absorbed in an activity that you lose track of time, of yourself, and even your emotions. It's a deep sense of engagement where what you're doing becomes an extension of who you are. In this state, your abilities are pushed to their peak. Research shows that people who reach a flow state can improve their productivity by 2 to 5 times. Many athletes, creatives, and successful entrepreneurs describe flow as the secret fuel behind their success. But what matters even more is that flow doesn't just boost performance, it generates happiness. Not the fleeting kind that comes from quick wins, but a deep, inner sense of fulfillment. Flow makes you fall in love with the process, not just the result. Getting into flow isn't a matter of luck. It doesn't strike randomly like lightning on a clear day. It follows a clear structure. And most importantly, it's something you can train yourself to enter. Flow is not a gift reserved for geniuses or artists. It's a skill anyone can develop. According to Csikszentmihalyi, there are 3 key elements that lead to a flow state. The challenge must match your skill level, you must have a clear goal with immediate feedback, and you must be fully focused. These 3 elements are like the legs of a tripod. If one is missing, the entire structure becomes unstable. The first element, having the right level of challenge, is probably the most essential. Flow doesn't show up in your comfort zone where you do everything on autopilot without thinking, but it also doesn't occur in the danger zone, where the pressure is so high that you become stressed and overwhelmed. Instead, flow arises right at the edge of your comfort zone, where the task is hard enough to stretch you but not so hard that it breaks you. It's like lifting weights just a little heavier than what you're used to. You have to work for it, but it makes you stronger. In the context of learning or creating, it means choosing tasks where you're not 100% sure you'll succeed, but you know it's within reach. If you're a fairly skilled writer, revising a complex paragraph to deepen its meaning or experimenting with a new writing style can pull you into flow. But if you're a beginner asked to write a 10-page academic essay on a tight deadline with strict requirements, you'll likely feel overwhelmed and resistant, completely outside the flow zone. The second element is having a clear goal and immediate feedback. People can't fully engage with something if they don't understand it. Imagine trying to complete a task without knowing whether you're making progress. It's like wandering in the dark. You'll lose interest quickly or give up entirely. On the other hand, when you have a clearly defined goal, like write 500 quality words in 45 minutes, or clear 30 unread emails within an hour, your brain has something concrete to latch onto. Instant feedback is even more important. If you do something and have to wait weeks to find out whether it worked, your brain won't stay motivated long enough to stay focused. That's why video games are so addictive. They're designed to give you instant feedback after every action, a point score, a sound effect, a celebratory animation. If you lose, you get a game over screen within seconds. If you win, you unlock the next level right away. The brain thrives on clarity and speed. If you can bring that kind of structure into your work or study routine, say by scoring yourself at the end of each session or breaking a large project into smaller visible milestones, you can trigger flow without having to force it. The final element, and the only true gateway into a state of flow, is complete focus. There is no such thing as flow and distraction. You won't find it when you're working while checking texts, writing while scrolling TikTok, or studying while replying to emails. This state demands your full presence with the task at hand. There's no such thing as half flow. You're either in it or you're not. Unfortunately, in an age of constant digital interruption, this is the hardest part to master. But precisely because of that, those who train themselves to achieve deep focus gain a massive advantage in any area of life. People who can access deep flow tend to live deeply. They don't just work more efficiently, they live more fully, more connected to themselves. To make flow less of a rare occurrence, you need to build a life and work environment that is flow-friendly. Start by eliminating distractions. Turn off notifications, keep your phone out of reach, wear noise-canceling headphones, and block off specific time slots for internet-free focus. It sounds simple, but few people commit to it consistently. If you're serious about upgrading yourself, this is where to begin. Next, establish a ritual that helps you enter flow. Many well-known creatives have their own personal flow triggers, like drinking a specific tea, jotting down a short journal entry, or taking a 10-minute walk before working. These repeated behaviors signal to your brain that it's time to drop into a deeper state. Creating your own flow ritual is the first step toward mastering it. And don't forget to optimize your mental state. Stress, anxiety, or lack of sleep are enemies of flow. Practicing mindfulness, getting enough rest, eating well, and moving your body regularly all help prepare you to enter flow more easily. A scattered, chaotic mind can't go deep. One of the biggest misconceptions is thinking flow only happens during big projects. In truth, you can experience flow while cooking, gardening, fixing things, sewing, or playing with your kids. Flow doesn't need a grand stage, it needs your full presence. Every moment can be an opportunity if you're fully engaged. I once met a woodworker in a small village in Japan. He would spend hours just sanding one edge of a table. When I asked if he ever got bored, he smiled and said, "With every stroke, I see something new." That's the subtle magic of flow, when you find depth in the ordinary. Spending time alone, if you don't know how, can feel like a prison. But if you master it, it becomes a gateway to personal growth. When you're alone and free from outside opinions, you can truly discover the activities that bring you into flow. Writing, reading, playing an instrument, running, even sitting in meditation, all are portals into a deeper inner world. In Flow, Mihaly shared stories of people who had survived war, disasters, and profound personal loss, yet still found joy and growth. Not because they didn't suffer, but because they learned to transform that suffering into flow by creating internal order in the midst of external chaos. Flow doesn't transform you overnight, but each day you spend in flow is a day of meaningful growth. It's like filling an empty bowl one drop at a time. After a year, you look back and realize you've become a different person, not because you forced yourself to change, but because you lived in alignment with your natural rhythm. In the end, the fastest and deepest way to upgrade yourself isn't by learning hundreds of new skills. It's learning how to live fully with the ones you already have. Learning how to do one simple thing with full presence. Learning how to find joy in stillness. Learning how to focus. Learning how to flow. To live in flow is to live in alignment with your strongest, truest self. Success doesn't come from forcing yourself to meet external expectations. It comes from discovering your natural rhythm and committing fully to it. Flow isn't a frantic state of overwork. It's a grounded way of living. When you learn to enter flow every day, even for just 30 minutes, you begin to lay the foundation for deep, lasting growth. And always remember, flow doesn't find you. You have to find it, through choice, through practice, and through unwavering commitment. I hope you found this video helpful. If you enjoyed today's video, be sure to hit the like button. It might seem like a small thing, but because of how the YouTube algorithm works, videos with more likes tend to get shown to more people. So your like really helps this video reach others who might need it too. And if you find my content valuable, consider subscribing. It really helps more people discover it. Thanks for watching, and I wish you and your family good health and peace. See you in the next video.